So I was going to church with my friend on Kauai. He owns a tint shop and he's a pastor. So I was explaining to him, I want to do something different. He said, come work for me. I said, you can pay me what I make as a plumber. I make really good money. Maybe not in the beginning, but I'll get you there.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Born to Tint Podcast. I'm Ricky. I'm glad to be here with my big brother, Josh.
How's it going, everyone? Today, we had a really fun conversation with another local window tinting business, Shannon, with Rise Above Window Tinting Specialists. Came here to the 9th Island from Hawaii. Check it out.
Is that the main reason why you switched?
Switch back to SolarGuard, yeah. I mean, I had the other distributors coming back to me, but like that's the only downfall with 3M is you get to talk to 3M. Like I have my 3M reps that I know. My auto rep, is Rocky, great dude, known him for a long time. And then our flat glass is Irene. But because 3M doesn't distribute their own film, like I call my distributor. And then so it's like a chain of command where I have to go to my distributor goes to 3M. And it's just like too many people in my eyes to deal with when I can just like SolarGuard. It's like
one person.
Yeah, SolarGuard. And then also too, I can interact with, that's one thing I love about SolarGuard is I have my rep, but at the same time, I have the phone number to all the reps throughout the whole country. And at any time I can give them a call.
Nick?
Yep.
Yeah. I met Nick at SEMA.
Yeah. So Nick's our rep, but I've known Nick for the same amount of time. He's known us since I was like 16 years old. So he's known me for 2 decades. And like Scott Iverson is the one, he's a rep for like Arizona. Known him for like the same amount of time. Rob Garlow, he is the sales manager or territory manager. He controls all of America. Known him, same thing, forever. And like at any given time, I can give any one of those guys a phone call. Like calling Interwest at the time when we had a good auto rep, because that's the other thing too. Auto and flat is split. So I got 2 different reps for 2 different sides of the businesses. I had a great rep in flat glass, but he ended up going to work for, I think, Solar Art, which actually is, Window Film Depot, I think he works with now. He left there is because with the changing of ownership with Interwest, like there were things I think that were about to be set up and then they completely changed all of it. And he was just like, yeah, I'm done. I'm out. So he went on to take a project manager position, if not higher, with Window Film Depot. Okay. So I lost a really good rep on that side. The auto rep we had to begin with, he ended up moving on to a different company, like as we switched everything into our auto on that side. But the 2-year stint was good though. We were 3M Pro Shop. We did get the training we needed at the time. I had a bunch of young guys that like I could only pour so much into them. And at the time my dad had been pulled away from the company and I needed some help. I needed some relief. I needed to be able to send the guys out somewhere because training in-house is a lot different than I'm going to send you here for 2 days. So at least you get a different perspective, a different way, and the growth
focused and everything. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing too. So when it's in house, you can easily be like, "Here, hold on, I need you over here real quick," and then all of a sudden you go from training to now we're working on a customer's car and we're trying to solve a problem instead of continuing the training. So, but yeah, so it was at that point. As soon as I lost my auto business, Steve and them, they were trying to get it back. Like talking to my sister, like, "Do you think he'll go back?" And it's like, just talk to him. Like, and I'm always open to a conversation. Yeah. I mean. I would think so. I mean, we buy a decent amount of auto film, but it was one of those things where it's like all of a sudden SolarGuard started recording, and then I was also contemplating Expel because I like DAP. The one great thing about Expel, and most people will say, is that software company for the most part. I mean, yes, they do sell film, but like their software is their bread and butter. DAP's software is amazing when it comes to paint protection.
Oh, okay.
The tint sucked to begin with. It's good now from what I've heard. I haven't used it in a very long time, but they revamped it to where they improved their tint patterns across the board. But if you're trying to expand your paint protection, the easiest way to expand your paint protection is if you have amazing patterns. DAP had the amazing patterns. So I went to them, told them about the Academy for flat glass. I know they were trying to expand their flat glass at the time, so they loved the idea of it. But I also told them, like, hey, I've already started talking to SolarGuard. After I present to them, if they say yes, that's where it ends. I'm not going back and forth. I'm going to make one pitch, and if they say yes, I've already started talking with them. Like I said, I got 3 sentences in. Steve's like, I'm in. And then I tried picking up some of Expel's product, but that's when they adopted you have to buy all or nothing. Yeah. To which I replied back, I guess it's nothing. I was willing to give you some of my business, and if you're telling me I can't have, like, I didn't want DAP. I just wanted like their bra and their ceramic coating, just to have a secondary option. And they're like, no, we can't do that. I was like, okay, fine with me. Kept 3M on for the past 2-3 years for the crystalline and for the paint protection, and we just recently switched to Autobahn, to where now we carry Autobahn as our top product is i3, and then we carry their incognito for their bra. So like that's for me. I am loyal to my brands, but at the same time, I am loyal to whatever solves my customer's problem. Like if my manufacturer does not have something, I am going to go find that something to solve. I'm not going to just force one brand down my customer's throat just because, well, that's, I have to stay loyal. Well, no, they have a good product, but this product over here will solve your problem much better. I'm going to go with that product no matter what. Yeah. It is what it is. But so you from what I've the little bit of research I did, you were in Hawaii, you moved out here to moved to Ninth Island.
Ninth Island, yeah.
What pushed the needle for that? And then also, when did you get started with tinting?
Okay. Can I present this to you guys first? Yeah. So just I didn't want to come empty-handed. I was so grateful for participating, asking me to participate. And I just this is just like Hawaii style. We just gonna bring you something,
I feel horrible.
There's a bunch of stuff. I don't know who can wear the hat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Usually a pretty hula girl will give you guys a lay. But you got me today.
Thank you. Here, I'm just gonna rock it for the pod. Let's go.
I'm rocking.
Funny, my daughter is in Hawaii right now.
Is that right?
Yeah.
It's true. I like that. And my mom is sending me photos. Jealous. Oh no.
Some snacks for the guys. Some punalu'u bread from the Big Island.
Ooh.
Rise above stick. My wife put all this together.
Thank you.
For you guys.
My kid's gonna love this.
Hawaiian song.
All right. Let's go.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Definitely will rock the hat. My wife will be so excited I have another hat to add to the collection. As you can see by a lot of the hats already behind you. Some of them have already migrated their way down here because she doesn't want them at home.
I like that look.
Yeah, that one. I love that hat. That is one of 5. So that went up for auction. Passing, I think, of John Little, unfortunately, in the industry. Film pros. He made 5 of those. He donated one of them to the auction, and then it became a bidding war between me and David Kratz from Autobahn. He kept, which sucked because at first I thought I was going to get the hat for like $85, $90, and then all of a sudden a $250 bid comes in, and I see who it is, and me and him start going back and forth. I was like, "Do you remember? I'm your customer. You stop bidding against me."
It just gets personal.
Yeah, I was like, "Come on, man, what the hell? I buy film from you." So, but no, it was fun. But no, I paid a little bit more than I wanted to. But I wanted the hat because the center of it is stainless steel, and he only made 5 of them because after he got done making them, he's like, "What I'd have to charge for these hats? No one's gonna pay." Yeah. So I only have 5. I was like, "Perfect." I want it just because it's 1 of 5. It's limited hats. I love hats. So,
okay.
So tinting.
All right. So it's purely by coincidence how I got into this industry. Right out of high school, I'm from Hawaii. I'm born on Oahu, raised on Kauai. And then right out of high school, I joined the plumbers union. My dad's a plumber all my life, all his life. So when I was a kid, probably same as you guys, was coming out here as a kid, learning that trade. And so plumbers union from 89, I graduated from high school in 89, and I joined the plumbers union. And because of my dad's teaching, as an apprentice, I was running journeyman. I was just a little bit ahead of the curve. And so I did plumbing for a long, long time. And in my 40s, I decided to switch. I was like, this isn't it anymore. It's hard work, it's physical. I'm just a little dude. And so I was going to church with my friend on Kauai. He owns a tint shop, and he's a pastor at New Hope, Kilauea. His name is Andrew. So I was explaining to him, and I want to do something different. He said, "Come work for me." I said, "You can't pay me what I make as a plumber. I make really good money." He said, "Maybe not in the beginning, but I'll get you there."
Yeah.
So I took a chance and gave it a shot, and took a cut in pay, and he trained me. Andrew, trained me from nothing. From his style was bottom loading, so we would take off the bottom, take apart panels and everything. He just taught me everything, from taking panels apart, all the way to doing residential estimates and knowing the film and knowing glass and knowing customer service. That was a big thing, is the customer service. And so everything that I know is from Andrew. And still to this day, I still reach out to him and ask him a bunch of questions. He's like my mentor. Yeah. And on top of that, he's a senior pastor at a church in Kilauea on Kauai.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And so we came out here in 2021. Yeah, 2021 of October. And then so my wife's background is hotel management. She was a hotel general manager at this little hotel on Kauai for many years. And so she knows all that administration stuff, taxes and numbers and
Fun stuff.
everything. So we came out here, well, taking a step back. So we moved from Kauai to the Big Island in Hilo specifically. And because our son wanted to go to UH Hilo, to go to college in Hilo. My father-in-law was getting older. He needed help to get around and cleaning his yard and everything. There's multiple reasons why we wanted to go back to Hilo. And so we sold our house on Kauai, bought a home in Hilo, brand new, three bedroom, 1 acre lot in Keau. The big old beautiful property. And Dad was going to move in with us, and he didn't even get to see the house. He passed away right after we bought the house. You know, his health was fading and everything. He didn't make it. So sad. And so we inherited his house, and we got this brand new big old house. And so the boys were growing up and getting, you know, we're empty nesters now, kinda. And so we're like, let's try something different. Let's try Vegas. And so we left the house to the boys. Our 2 boys live in the house in Hilo. And we sold Dad's house, and with that money, we bought a little condo out here. And so I was working with, so when we first moved out here, I lived in Boulder City at a little hotel while we were looking for a place to buy. And I was working with Justin over at BC Glass and Tint in Boulder City. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Justin. So I was working with him for a little bit. And then we bought the condo on Charleston and Hollywood. And so now we're on that side. I was driving all the way to Boulder City for a little bit. And I was like, man, this is too far. So I found a tint shop nearby. Is Ubaldo, Avalos Tint. Right on Sahara and
It's right
Lamb.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. So I started working for Ubaldo and I told him from the jump, it's like, we're out here. I'm gonna try and start my own little tint company if it would be okay for me to work here a year or two. He's like, yeah, whatever you need. Thank you for being upfront and honest. Ubaldo's super nice guy. Yeah. So I worked for Ubaldo for like a year while trying to save up money and start our own. And in February 2022 is when we started Rise Above.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Are you doing everything? Automotive? Are you doing everything?
Residential, commercial, yeah.
So
Just tinting.
Do you have a brick and mortar? Or are you doing the
No,
auto
we're-
mobile?
All
we're
mobile.
All mobile?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what stuck out to me when I was looking through your page, is like pure mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like, I'm fortunate we have the opposite approach. We don't do mobile at all.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of how my dad had things set. And Vegas being the big, small little town that it is, it's one of those things where, yes, I know we definitely lose some clientele due to that fact. But at the same time, there's so many people out here, and it's edge to edge, 45, 50 minutes, if that, worst case scenario. So we've always just kind of stuck to that. You know, we'll go pick cars up. It depends. Like there's certain scenarios that we do that we'll go pick a vehicle up or something like that.
Yeah.
But having the controlled environment is one of our kind of things, at least with our installers. So where they have their peel boards, they have everything set in one spot.
So our mobile is very different. I see on social media people's mobiles, and they peel it right off the car, or they bring a little peel board. Our mobiles are unique. We put drop cloths on the ground to catch any moisture. We're pulling panels, so every panel is covered, no matter if it's plastic or material. We bring our own peel boards, like these big peel boards that fit in a little 4Runner. Different sizes, you know, for like a truck, there's a little peel board so you don't have to walk in and out of the truck. And of course, to be able to be mobile with us, you have to have a garage.
Yeah.
Where we can shut the garage door if it's windy.
Smart.
And so our mobile installs are super clean. Yeah, never outside unless it's a semi and we can't get a place to fit it in. You know. Or we did a crane recently. I had to do that outside. That was nuts. Yeah.
Those are always fun.
But our mobiles, pretty unique, I think, from what I see, compared to what's out there.
Yeah. No, yeah. There's you see a lot on social media where people reference them as the TikTok or the social media tinters, where they're out and there's tinting in open air, which I mean, it still can be done cleanly, but I think it's like any other skill within our industry. It takes repetition, and it's going to take the mistakes. It's just you got to learn from those mistakes and figure out how to obviously get past that objection to make sure that you get in the high quality tint job, and not just trying to slap tint up there and be like, all right, it's tinted later. You know, taking pride in your work. That's the biggest thing. You know, I would say definitely, obviously, mobile 100% can be done. It's just, are you going to actually have the passion to do it correctly and really go after it? You know?
And so, if people don't have a garage, you know, they live in an apartment complex. I got a buddy who has a wrap shop off of Blue Diamond and Jones that we're in there about twice a week. And, you know, we work out a little deal for me to rent the space. He has a gigantic space. And for people who don't have garages, we just schedule on those 2 days to come in.
That's got to work out nicely too with the fact that wrap shop, I'm assuming he probably has customers that probably ask about tint. You're able to service customers with his, and then same thing, you have customers that probably ask about wraps, and actually I got the exact spot for you.
Yeah.
Go to this guy.
Yeah.
So that works out nice.
We help each other out. Yeah.
How much of what you're doing you say is flat, like residential, commercial?
Very little flat. I wish I could. I'm not putting enough energy to try and get more flat customers because the automotive is so demanding. I would say flat glass side, maybe we're doing 15%, 20%, very little. Yeah. But what is picking up and is very different is RVs. We are, National Indoor RV Center's tint vendor. So we're tinting a bunch of RVs lately, including the windshields.
Those are always fun.
Yeah. And we got one scheduled Friday, and it seems like we've been doing at least like maybe one a week. Yeah.
Yeah. No. We'll get our hands on an RV every once in a while. We'll get people to call in, and we'll tell them they bring them down to us. Usually start them in the morning, and obviously very weather dependent.
Yeah.
I always tell the customer, if you wake up and it is 20-mile-an-hour winds, and if we're doing a windshield, don't come down. We'll give you. We're going to reach out. We'll get you rescheduled, but like we have that wind can't be overly windy. Now, if it's any other windows on the vehicles, yes, or inside the RV, then it doesn't matter. Just come drop it off, and then
it's a different story with the windshield. Yeah, that's a good thing with National Indoor RV is they have a giant space, like 3 football fields full of RVs, and they set it up to be inside.
That's awesome. Yeah, that makes it to where
that's the way to do it.
Yeah, they do everything for RVs. They do like the repairs, the inside repairs, like the bathroom, the cabinets. They do the paint. If you damage, like if you turn and you scrape the top, they do all of that, and including the tint.
How did that relationship come to be? You guys just show up and ran into them, or
it was with Ubaldo. There was a worker there. His name is Anthony Hernandez. He's one of the managers there, and he knows Ubaldo. And Ubaldo, I guess he doesn't really like doing the mobile, and so he's like, Shannon, you want to help these guys? Like, yeah. And so that's how I met Anthony and got to meet all the guys over there. The general manager is Paul Merle. He just moved here from Florida. And then it's more than just the RVs. You end up tinting all the workers' cars.
Yeah,
it bleeds into the employees, and and then the customer's personal cars. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a thing. That by itself too. Yeah, if you have an RV, most likely you have a couple vehicles yourself.
Mhm.
You just got your RV tinted. You want, all right, now I need my personal vehicles tinted.
Right.
So now it just increases.
And then the home is the big one.
Yeah.
Or the business, because RV owners typically got money, and probably a high percentage of them are business owners.
Yeah.
I think the cross-sell opportunity there on that's crazy.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because a lot of the RVs now are,
They're like a house.
oh, they're ridiculous.
There's the one we're doing Friday. I always ask how much is that? How much is that? 1.1. It's like $1 million vehicle.
Yeah.
Let's not mess this one up.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my. Oh, I knew they were getting up in price because it's
Oh
usually
yeah. Yeah, we've done some crazy ones.
1.1. Wow. That's mind blowing. Yeah, they most definitely. Yeah, they have some cars. Probably have a house. Yeah. The opportunity for work just off that one job, even if it is, hey, I still want my windshield tinted.
And
what that could evolve into
I'm-
value.
I'm so humbled because I just come from a small island. I'm just a island boy at heart, and I never seen an RV till I came here.
Working on a $1.1 million
Yeah.
RV. Holy hell. That's
We've
crazy.
done some really nice ones out in Boulder City. There's a cool little community in Boulder City where a lot of people will go with like really nice high-end RVs,
Mhm.
and you kind of own the spot, and they deck out the spot it's parked in and add spas, and we've done a couple out there recently. Yeah, that whole world's like a whole nother world. It's funny, like people that specialize in boats and RVs. I'm glad to hear that another shop literally was like, "Hey, I don't want to deal with these. Here, you take it." Like, it's cool to see that the industry's more like that now, and like, there's all right, that isn't something I want to deal with, but I know that you could take care of it. Here, take it.
Mhm.
Well, let alone also too, just the guy who trained you. I mean, that is something that's now starting to happen more and more. Like we have one guy that usually he's coming in later today. He subs for us on Mondays and Wednesdays when he's available. Came to us when he was 18, wanted to learn how to tint. Same thing, I had a very open conversation when he first came on. He went to a couple other shops. They pretty much told him to take a hike. They didn't have the time or want to train somebody. And then a lot of times too, a lot of the shops are like, I'm not going to train someone because if I train someone, then you're going to be my competition.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. Especially in Vegas, it makes no sense. We have there's too much out here. You know?
There's so much for everybody.
Yeah, there's no reason to fight with each other about that kind of stuff. He came to us, we trained him. He worked for us for about 3 years, and throughout the 3 years, me and him always had open conversations. He always wanted to kind of step out and do his own thing. Now he does his own thing. He tints out of his garage, and then also he does mobile. To where, because it was open conversation, and everything. Now I have someone like when we have extra bleed off work, I know exactly who I'm calling. We ended up training him on flat glass for the same reason. When we have extra bleed off work, I give him a call, and I know it's someone I can trust. And so that open conversation dialogue to begin with, of him just being straight up honest with me. Like eventually, I do want to do something for myself. His dad has a mobile detailing company, and like he did the detailing for a bit, and it was just like, nah, I don't want. I don't want.
Summer.
Yeah, he's like, nah, I don't want to do this. So he hopped into the tinting, to where it worked out really well. But it's awesome to see someone actually take somebody in and then train them from the ground up, and then know like, all right, I want to go do my own thing. Especially with Avalos too, same thing. Him bringing you in and again having that open conversation. Like, no, absolutely. Like having an extra set of hands or an extra sub if ever needed, or if you're in a pinch, he now can most likely call you and say, hey, this, whatever ended up happening, dude, I need help. And if you're available, you're able, like, because of that good working relationship, he now has someone he can rely on. Or if he has work that is mobile work, like, hey, I don't want to do this, but also, hey, this might be a good customer of his that like I want to make sure he gets taken care of. I'm gonna send him your way. Like that's awesome.
It's the same with Nate. I don't know if you want to step in the camera for a sec. We met. He was my customer, and Nate is a aircraft mechanic over at Nellis.
Damn.
And so he was our customer. We tinted his car, and he's like, man, you want to teach me how to tint? I was like, yeah, let's get you in a little bit.
Oh, if you're an aircraft mechanic, you can definitely pick up tinting. It's not
They don't go hand in hand, but you got to be very meticulous.
That's more likely what I'm pointing out. Being meticulous and just, yep.
Yeah, mistakes in aircraft, being an aircraft mechanic are a little bit bigger than messing up a tint job.
Yeah. So,
I've only been doing it for about a year now, to be honest.
can you hear?
Yeah, Jordan? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've only been tinting for since last year May. And I've gained speed, and my quality of work is a lot far better than when I first started.
We recently timed him on a windshield, and he did a whole windshield by himself in about an hour.
See it. And then speed just comes with time.
And I only maybe 2 to 3 days a week.
Yeah, because he works on the swing on Nellis, so he gets off at
6. I get off at 5:30 a.m.
and then he come work with me for 4 or 5 hours, sometimes 8 hours.
Great thing about tinting is that you can take it wherever you want. Like that same guy that I trained, which actually I need to sit down with and talk with him. I already told him because he doesn't have anything like holding him down. Doesn't have a girl. Doesn't have any. Like I was like, dude, take this time, travel the world, like wherever. Like as soon as it gets cold here, it's hot somewhere else. And labor is the biggest thing that's always on demand in this industry. And that's one of the biggest reasons why we made a push for the Academy for Flat Glass. Year after year, we'll have jobs that's like, if I would have just had another installer or if I had someone else I could reach out to, we could have done so much more. To where it's like, we ended up, I'm going to connect him with a guy in Australia because we had someone actually, he came out here for a trip and he already reached out to us. He sat down, had a conversation, he came on the podcast, and I was like, is that something needed? He goes, absolutely. Wow. So we just got to figure out the logistics of what he needs for like technically to work there and do it
Work visa
legally. So but I was like, dude, take advantage of this. You can go anywhere you want in the world right now and tint constantly. You
don't really think about tinting as a trade, but it is totally a trade. It's a how did a mentor tell me one time? It's a skill. Yeah, it's a usable skill.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then you have all the fun part now too, is you had the competitions that already WFCT started with their competitions, and now it's ballooned into, you got tinner battles to where now the reach of everything, it just keeps getting further and further. I mean, Carlos came out to Film Fest in May, shot some videos and commentated, and he competed himself. I think from that one event, the count was up to like 8 million plus views just from that one event. And just the outreach keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which I do think this will happen one day. Because if you watch Tag on ESPN, it's fair to say, I think how Carlos does his production and how Tinner Battles goes, I don't see it being out of the realm of him eventually getting some kind of deal and getting onto a much bigger platform. And all of a sudden you're going to see knuckleheads like us tinting windows for competitions on a even bigger platform.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's a blast. But so are there a lot of, because I've seen like tinner wise, because I saw obviously you're from Hawaii, like, so purely the move from Hawaii was just like, I just wanted a new start. Let's go to the 9th Island.
Yeah.
I got a guy up in my area in Sparata. I think Danny Park, same thing. Moved from Hawaii, does mobile tinting. Pretty much services the whole Inspirata area. And it seems like more and more people, unfortunately, I say unfortunately for the fact it seems like the pricing of everything in Hawaii obviously is going through the roof. So more of the move is they move Vegas more than anything else.
Yeah.
So how is the pricing in Hawaii? Still crazy, or is it getting crazier?
It's crazy, yeah. I don't think as much as some places in California. I think some places in California are more expensive than Hawaii. But you buy a loaf of bread and it's $13. The biggest, man, I gotta pray before I go grocery shopping. So you buy 60 eggs, the 5 dozen eggs here, and it can get down to $9. Sometimes $8. We go home because we have our house. We go back maybe once or twice a year and I go grocery shopping. Oh my gosh! And you get the same eggs is $30. It's 30, and then like I said, bread is $13, milk is $10. You go in the grocery store at $50, you come out with a small bag of groceries. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, our parents are down there right now with his oldest daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, they're West Maui.
Okay.
Yeah, some little resort, but
found a
took her
party.
there for graduation present. So
Oh wow,
I think they get home Friday.
she's stoked.
Yeah, she's enjoying it.
Yeah.
And she's a runner too, so she's getting to run out there every day and
Oh,
love
I didn't
it.
even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably fun.
Yeah, it looks like they're having fun. It's funny, I've never been,
No,
but my daughter's there right now.
Been once. Went there for my honeymoon.
okay.
Maui, and it was a blast. I look forward to going back. We're going Big Island through the January, February. Autobahn's conference is
Is in Maui?
in Hawaii.
On the Big Island.
Big Island.
Okay.
Yeah. So they announced it at the end of this year's conference in February, and as soon as they announced it, I think everyone that was there signed up for it like instantly.
I wonder if it's in Hilo or Kona. I'm probably thinking Kona.
I'd have to look it up.
The
I'm not
hotter
sure.
side.
I know when they first announced it, there wasn't that much detail. They pretty much put everybody on. You could either pay for it up front or do payment plans. It's paid out over 9 months, which I was like, just go ahead, charge the card every month, and because it covers the flight, hotel, and room for what package they put
It's
together.
Just a conference, or Autobahn conference.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, and it's 2 days, and then everyone had the same question: can we extend the days? And they're like, yeah, well, we're going to reach out when it starts getting closer to if you want to have longer room blocks that you guys can stay on. I'm like, yeah, if I'm going to make that 5.5 hour flight, I'm going to stay for more.
Stay a little bit longer.
Stay for more than 2 days.
Might
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, I'm going to try to fly out my mother-in-law just because bringing my wife and my son with me.
Mhm.
I'll bring the mother-in-law out just so me and my wife can at least disappear for a night or two.
Yeah.
Have some fun by ourselves.
Should be fun.
Yeah, ditch the kid for a little bit here and there, but it'll definitely be fun. It's beautiful down there.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah.
I don't think there's a slow season either for
Mhm.
tinting this year round. When I was working with Andrew, it was called precision tinting, Kauai.
It's
There's
hilarious.
one in every city.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's two.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
So the season's down there, so it's pretty steady. Because I mean here we definitely hit our seasonality to where like right now obviously it's peak season as it should be right now, but I don't feel like we're actually hitting the highs that we usually hit.
Mhm.
Like this has been a fairly cold summer so far, and it's weird saying that when we're hitting 101, 104. But like I'm used to 110, 115 right now, and we've gotten nowhere near that,
Mhm.
and it blows my mind.
I think this week's supposed to get up there.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like 111 on
Yeah.
Friday or something.
Oh, finally!
Yeah.
Good thing
And
we're indoor on.
Yeah.
mid-
It's finally heating up this week.
finally, soon to be middle of July, we're finally going to hit 111.
And with
Took long enough.
the precision tinting on Kauai, it was just steady year round. Andrew ran a great business with the automotive and the flat glass. Having some accounts with the hotels and stuff on Kauai.
Now, did you know of Tommy Silva?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tommy is my aunt's classmate.
Oh, that's funny.
Small world.
Yeah,
So-
when he was on, he was saying the same thing. Like I was like, so it's probably not as seasonal there as it is up here,
Mhm.
and he said the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
kind of
it's
perfect
always,
weather year round.
It's always pretty steady.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be
I seen
nice.
Tommy in Reno. Was it last year? He was the keynote speaker.
Yeah.
Were you guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to speak with him
Yeah, we were the morons were all walking around with the green and orange shirts all over the place.
there.
Made it since it was going to be in Nevada. I
Oh,
made
that's
it.
right. Because Luis competed.
Yep.
And then on the way back, Brandon had some extra film, and I knew you guys flew in, and so he's like, "Can you take this film?" And he gave me like 3 boxes of 20% silver for me because we drove out there. So
Yep.
we just put it in our car. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. I had one of my guys drive up here in a Cybertruck, and I was like, fit as much as you can, and then he can only
Yeah.
get so much in his truck.
Yeah.
And it was nice because I went to Solar Guard. I was like, hey, so the film, they're like, take what you want. I'm like, perfect.
Yeah.
We ended up with the same thing. I think we ended up bringing back like 8 boxes of silver 20 and then an obscene amount of automotive film. Just because for me, it's like one of the lines from Solar Guard that we don't sell, but it gives us a film to train with. So if we have anyone who comes in, if we are going to bring someone in on the automotive side, it's like you could just sit there and we have a mobile door over there, go through everything. And it's like, all right, now tint it. All right, tint it again. Tint it again. And then it's like, all right, do you have friends' cars? You can bring your friend's car in, tell them you're going to do it for them for free. But also that means they can't, we're going to make sure it's good, but there also might be some flaws in it because it's like, the first car you're tinting, make sure they understand that. And for the most part, I mean, we do the same thing with flat glass too. As we bring someone on the train and we have overflow film that's like, do you have friends or family who want some stuff done? By all means, take it. Go get the reps in because the reps is everything. You have to do it over and over again. Like speed will come with time, quality comes with time, but the first thing you want to hit is quality. Yeah. As long as your quality is hitting the marker it needs to, just always focus on that. And then as you do it more and more, you will get faster. You will get faster.
How did you guys do at that competition?
Decorative, we took third. There was only 3 of us.
Yeah.
I was watching.
Actually, no, it took second. Take that back. We took second.
I was watching. There was like layers of
Yeah.
of material,
So
It had to be.
like vinyl.
yeah. So that was our first time doing decorative. We teamed up with Marcus on that one. We're doing it again.
Marcus with the mohawk.
Mohawk, yeah. He was just out here too this past weekend. So that was our first time doing it. We had like, I think 80 pieces on one side. I think 30 or 40 on the other side.
80 pieces? What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and thankfully at that time, that's when the important sauce came to market. And that guy's overheard him talking with Jordan from Dark Truth of Shady about, they were talking about the product. He's like, I use it for vinyl. And I was like, dude, can you send me a bottle? He overnighted me a bottle. We tested it out. And like the second time I ever used that stuff was in competition. It was just like, well, this is what's going to get the job done. And it worked amazingly. But I think we went with, unfortunately, it was a little too much of a very simple vectorized design. We're definitely going to change it up this year. We weren't going to do decorative this year, but they ended up changing the rules. I ended up getting asked by Sarah, the competition coordinator, like she assumed I already signed up for decorative. I'm like, I'm not doing decorative. She's no, I'm like, no, I'm doing auto and flat. Like I want to do auto one more time, like before I know eventually within the next couple of years I'm going to hang it up and I want to jump to the judging side. I wanted to be a judge for flat glass, and I still want to go after auto. That was the first competition that I ever went to was auto. I still have yet to get in the finals. Like, so it's like, I want give it one last try, one last go. So they made it this year. We can compete in 3 of them. So last year we took second in decorative last year. And then in flat glass, I made it to the finals again. I ended up taking 4th. I ended up missing the podium by a point. And I know the exact point that cost me that is I had a piece of tint that when I was cutting on my ladder, it fell and it hung on the backside of my ladder. I moved my ladder out of the way and that piece of tint got noticed. Sal grabbed it, stuck it to my frame and circled it. So he's like, it only cost you a point. Like, he's like, don't worry about it. After looking at the score sheet, I was like, yeah, that point cost me technically $1,000 because 3rd place, I mean, yes, it's not first, but it's still podium and it's still money. And it did end up costing me. But that's coming off of winning back to back the previous 2 years. So I really can't.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I can't. There's nothing like it was fun. Like made the finals. The biggest thing I can hope for when I go to those competitions is I just want to get in the finals. Like, of course I want to win, but I want to make it to the next next stage. And then yes, obviously win it. But at least I can say I'm top 10.
Has anyone else ever won back to back?
No.
That's the thing.
And technically, we won 3 years in a row as a shop because I won 2022 and then he won 23, 24.
And no other shop has
No.
even come close.
Yeah, and that was the other thing too when it comes to like the flat glass academy. It was, I love auto. Auto's fun, but when it does come down to it, like I can do a residential house for like $10,000. To get to $10,000 in cars can be done. It can definitely be done now, especially with Teslas. Like you can do a full Tesla and everything, but you're still going to be doing like probably about 5 or 6 of those. So now you got 6 customers compared to 1 customer. And then having the credentials that we do have in flat glass because of the competition, and it was like, all right, how then can we leverage this for ourselves and then market it to the country? And it's like, all right, flat glass academy. And as we start dialing our process, because it's like you can be the best installer in the world if you don't have your other processes dialed in, like it doesn't mean anything. Because we thought we were doing good in flat glass, and then we actually finally we stepped away from the tool pouches and started running our business and started realizing like, all right, breaking down our numbers, looking at our offer, looking at what we're spending on marketing and all that, and realize like, all right, our price is way too low, like for where we kind of wanted to get. So it was like around 21, 22 when we started manipulating that slowly, changing prices, changing also the way we communicate throughout the company, using TintWiz to even it's more of its ability to send proposals, to communicate with teams, because we started scaling. We got to the point where we broke $2 million as a company, but still like didn't know if we were bleeding money somewhere. If we were bleeding, how much and what was the cause of it. So we really started focusing inward. We hired a business mentor, and then over the past like 3 years, really got it dialed in. And that's when we launched the academy about a year and a half ago, and we relaunched it at the beginning of this year. We rebranded it to Tint Lab, and that's where it's like pretty much all Tint Lab is pretty much our start to finish how we handle our flat glass, from how we generate our leads organically and with paid ads, and then how we receive them, call our customers, how we SOPs on how I not say demand, but how I expect either my salespeople to reach out in a appropriate time to let people know when they're going to be there. My salespeople, how we pitch, how we identify glass, how we solve the customer's problem, not just sell film to sell film, because that's definitely something that happens in our industry. Is especially with when people cross over from auto to flat, like, oh, I can just put this car film on your window. No, you can't. I mean, if you do, could cost you
consequences.
Yes, thousands of dollars worth of consequences. Or you could get lucky numerous times by just installing it on the correct glass by sheer luck. But eventually, it's going to bite you, and it's going to be very expensive when it does. So it was the big lean into the flat glass was we have the credentials is on the installation side, and then as we dialed in our business side, and now we're at a point where we're charging about $20 to $25 a square foot for dual reflective films. Where we're not everyone's cup of tea, but we're enough of people's cup of tea to where that's the clientele that I'm going after. That's the avatar I'm going after. The people that want the customer service experience, and they value their time. Not saying no one else values their time, but like they want a seamless experience. They want you to be on time, show up, know that being taken care of. You're not bullshitting them at any point. And if anything does happen, it's taken care of instantly, not like, well, yeah, I'm gonna get back to you. And then it's been like, and all of a sudden 2 weeks later, like, oh yeah, no, we're working on it. We'll get right back to you. No, it's like, just go out and fix it now. It might cost us money now, but in the long run, it's going to make us money, because they're going to be like, hey, you know what? Something did go wrong, but they went over the top to make sure it got taken care of and corrected.
I think that's the difference of having a business for a long period of time, is being able to customer service people like that and having that reputation. I think that's a part of your success, is the customer service and taking care of them, and people saying, hey, these guys, they know their stuff. So that's what I'm trying to gear towards, is being a service to people, not just slapping film on glass, and really helping people. You have a problem, and we got your solution.
Yeah, no, I'm going to present the films that I know will solve the problem. And if those films I know it's not what you're looking for, there's only so much I can provide with the technology that we have when it comes to film. And if I can't provide it, I'm not just going to sell you snake oil. I'm not just going to put something on there just to give you exactly what you know. I want this exact look. I understand you want that smoke black look, but like your windows are not going to be able to handle that.
Is it safe?
Exactly. Is it, well, and beyond, is it safe? Like we could still put film on majority windows that it'll be safe, but is it going to actually do what you want it to do? Like, okay, cut glare out, awesome. But your second thing is like, either more, or say not your second, a lot of times it's like, I want heat rejection. I want energy savings. It's like, okay, I can put that product on and it's going to solve the glare issue, but it's not going to solve the heat rejection issue, which that was your number one objection. So I'm not going to recommend putting this film on at all. This is the film I'm going to recommend to put on, because this is what's going to solve the heat rejection. That's what's going to give you the energy savings, and that's going to actually give you a return on your investment. To where after a certain amount of time, you're going to start putting money back in your pocket. I was going for a run the other day through my neighborhood, and it still blows my mind running through the neighborhood. It's like I see all these homes, and it's like nothing's tinted. And then you'll see blinds that are completely just burnt out, warped. Shutters, same thing, yellowed shutters. And it's just like, I need to figure out a way to get in front of these people even more. In which we push hard with our social media, just to try to educate as much as possible, brand awareness, and also to let people know that you can do it. It's still to this day. Most people don't know you can tint your house. They just don't think it's a thing. Tint your car, sure. Houses, no. That is not. It's not something people think about. They don't think it's necessarily even an option, or they get fed the horror stories from either the builder or glass companies that
break the glass here.
exactly.
Avoid the warning.
Yep. That's the big thing.
Yeah, I get that all the time. That's why I'm one of the big reasons why I'm glad we're a Panorama dealer. Like the Panorama Premier Plus warranty, they'll actually match like an Anderson lifetime warranty on the window. So like being able to present that to the customer that's concerned about the warranty on the window is amazing. Because that is probably one of the top objections that people, even after they've called, like the builder told me like I shouldn't do this, it's gonna void my warranties. It's like, oh, that's fine, but our film's gonna match that warranty on the window. So that's a big one that you just gotta educate people. It's crazy that it still gets pushed so much by builders, and it's like, man,
They don't have like with NV Energy, like a rebate for tinting commercial project here.
They used to. They don't anymore. It's floated in and out. There was which tax credit is gone, right?
yeah, tax credit's gone.
There was a tax credit.
For the Inflation Reduction Act. Their tint was covered. You could get up to $1,200 depending on the size of the project, all that, and what type. That was based off of the region of the country you're in, and then what films actually approved. And then it mattered what the window was. Like, is it low E? Is it wood frame, vinyl? There's like a whole chart for it, but that went away at the end of last year.
Yeah. So, but yeah, NV Energy now. I know they've had a couple different credits when it comes to like making your window, replacing your windows, and I never really I never dove in too deep to that. Or it's like if you had a non-low E window, they would do like $1 or $2 a square foot to replace your glass if you brought your windows up to code. But I mean, with the cost of glass now, like $2 a square foot isn't doing much for you. You know, you could replace 220 square feet in your house, and it could cost you upwards of $100,000 to get that done. So it's like, cool, thanks for the $440 that my first month payment, or what, not even that. So and there are certain films out there that can certify your window as low E, Ecolux from Panorama being one of them. Same thing, quite pricey product, but it is definitely, if you compare tinting your windows with that versus replacing your windows, it's like 1/5 the cost. So you can't necessarily compare them. And you don't have to worry about doing any demolition to your house or building if it is a building, just depending on what you're looking to get done. I know over the past, I gotta look and see if they're doing it this year, but I know last year, certain areas of like downtown Vegas, they were doing 50% rebate up to, I think, $25,000 if it improved the aesthetic of the building, and also had like energy savings with it. So where tint did qualify for it, you just pretty much have to then go around and find properties and then get a hold of the property manager and then try to put that in front of the right person to where like, hey, this project might cost you like $40,000 or $30,000, but I can get $25,000 of it covered, to where it's like you can improve your building, improve your energy savings, and a good chunk of it's being covered by
saving a bunch
by the government. So I got to look that one up again and see if they extended that or not, just because I know there's a bunch of buildings downtown to where it's like glass. As soon as you start replacing glass on a building that is older glass, it never looks the same. Only way to get that building to look the same now is you go with an exterior film. Put a nice exterior film on, do the entire building. Now you just made the whole building look uniform again.
Well, your exterior installations, do you caulk the edges?
You have to seal the tint.
Seal the tint.
Yeah, so you just got to put a fine, teeny little bead, pretty much just cover the edge of it, wherever the exposed metal is technically in the film, just so it doesn't
lift.
Well, let's say lift, just so it doesn't corrode. So we really don't have that problem in Vegas. It's too dry here. You get anywhere near the coastlines, like you have big problems. Yeah, well, beyond recommended. You technically have to. And that is not just on the coastal areas. Technically everywhere, you're supposed to seal your edges, which we do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it just depends on where you're at. If you're in the dry areas, you're not worried about. We haven't had I don't think we've had a single film warranty claim for corrosion. I don't think ever.
No, never. I've seen it in Texas though.
Texas makes sense.
Yeah.
Humid. Wherever, as soon as the humidity gets up, any of those places, any exterior film, you got to seal the edges. or it's a big problem. Now, if you like doing like a window or two and you're just trying to knock out a window or two, not so much of, I say, a big deal. Still recommended. But like if you're doing a project that's a couple thousand square feet, yeah, you gotta make sure you seal everything. Because if something does start failing, the manufacturer will send somebody out to verify, or they're going to want pictures of verification that you sealed all the edges. Especially if you have mass corrosion failure across multiple panes, they're going to want to see proof that the edges were sealed. And it's nothing big, just like, again, just enough to pretty much smear over that edge wherever exposed metal is, and that's it. But yeah, it just depends. Vegas, desert, we get away with a lot.
Okay.
Right? You can, at least, depending how you want to go after it.
Yeah. We're doing a lot of exterior now, though. Yeah, especially on commercial.
Yeah,
you don't realize until you start looking at the spec sheets of these films, like how much higher the heat rejection is. Yeah. It's crazy. The DX5 product we've got is 91 T-Sir.
And how dark is that?
That's 5.
It's dark.
But it's a dual reflective. So on a commercial building, that all they care about is mass heat rejection, and they don't care if it's dark. That's the winner most of the time. And then the 15%, which is a little bit lighter, is still like an 82, which is still way better than anything you're putting on the inside. And then the other, like he was saying, like sometimes you don't have exactly what they're looking for. Having the exterior opens that playbook up for the person that wants light but still wants heat rejection. I can put QXN 75 from Solar Guard is spectrally selective, near clear film. And it's got a 65 T-Sir because it's exterior, which is, equal to a 10% dual reflective on the inside.
Is the warranty the same?
10 year.
It's still 10 years.
10 year
on an exterior. That's pretty cool.
10 year. Yeah, that's why we're doing more of it. They were at 5, they upped it to 7, and then they upped it to 10. Once it got to 10, it became so much easier to sell on commercial because most films only have a 10 to 16 year warranty commercial anyways. Most are 10, but we just happen to have panorama, so we get with that premier warranty you get 16. So but most of the time 10 is plenty. Even residential customers now, we'll give them those options if it falls into like their scenario of like, nah, I just want as high as heat rejection as possible and I want it as light as possible. I'll present them with like SX50, which is basically a 50% silver exterior that has 65% heat rejection. And it's light. It's a little reflective on the outside, but it's not dark. Or the QXN, and now they came out with a 40% on that QXN, so non-reflective, spectrally selective, 40% that has a 73 T-Sir.
Yep.
So,
and we're making a push for them to make it darker. All of a
sudden, you got options depending on what they're asking for, and you don't just have to, But you need to know the glass. That's why we meter every window.
Yeah, no, that's one great thing about Solar Guard is the fact that they are owned by Saint-Gobain, and Saint-Gobain's out of Europe. They are pushing the limit with exterior films, want to make them better and better because the majority of the glass in Europe is about 5 years ahead of us, and they're already what you're starting to see is double coated windows. So Surface 4, which is the interior, and then Surface 2 is the interior of the outer piece of glass. Both have coatings to where the inside coating is obviously for heat for insulation, keep the heat in. Then the outside coating's for heat rejection. So the only way that we can put any products on those windows is exterior. So they've been pushing a lot of money into R&D for exterior films. That's why they're up to 10 years now. I know that they are pushing to. I have a feeling they'll be the first company that comes out with a 12-year warranty for the exterior. As soon as they feel comfortable and they have enough data out there to push that warranty further, they want to keep pushing that warranty further and further. And they are ahead of, I would say, almost every other manufacturer when it comes to their selection of exterior films. You have the exterior safety films, and then you have like obviously your silvers, the SX50, you have your ceramic SX80, and then you have the special selective films with the QXN line, which they have the 75 and 40. And like I made the comment the other day, like, are we going to see a 25 or a 20 anytime soon? And like, well, if there's a demand, I'm telling you right now, there's a demand. Like if you can have a non-reflective film that will hold upwards of 80% of the heat, and the only thing is you have to put on the exterior, I know there are plenty of commercial buildings and there's plenty of residential building or houses.
Because HOAs and
Well, see, that's the thing. The HOAs to me, like that's a lot of people get scared of their HOAs. Like we put guarantees into like when we have someone who is scared of their HOA and we are offering a dual reflective film, like say a 10 or even a 30, we'll tell them like, depending on the community, like, so Tuscany being one of them over in Henderson, we have done so many homes in that community and we still will get people every once in a while. We'll offer them. We'll go out there, give them a proposal and like, yeah, but I got to get this submitted in my HOA. We're like, no, don't do that. Don't submit it to your HOA. It's asking for problems. You're gonna get permission from somebody to do something to your own home. Don't do that. What they don't want is they don't want a silver product, and they don't want it installed. They want it installed properly. Like, because if you put a film up and you install it horribly, like when people do it themselves, they put a piece of silver up there. It's got the crinkles and bubbles on it. It looks horrible. If you install it properly, it just looks like a nice reflective piece of glass when it comes down to it. So with like the Slate 10, because it has more of a neutral reflection to it, it looks more like a low E window, just a very dark low E window. We'll put in our invoices and we'll tell them like, we will guarantee that your HOA is not going to say anything. And if they do, we will refund your money. We've had one person try to claim that and like he did it like the day after. And we're like, all right, send us the paperwork. And then we never heard from him again. Because
it clearly says like present us in writing from the HOA that they have a problem with this. We'll remove the film, give you your money back, and we've never had to use it.
Oh, nothing.
We've never had an issue with a single HOA in this entire valley. Everybody's worried about it. There's some type of wording in all the HOA bylaws, but we've never had an issue. Now I'm sure probably have an issue if we went with like a dual reflective, like the DX5 on the front of like a house. You might, because that all of a sudden is hiding the little louvers between the two panes of glass, and all of a sudden those windows might look drastically different than the rest of them, and it is a lot more reflective than like an interior dual reflective. So, but
with the interior windows, the interior reflective or dual reflectives, it's got a pat. You're looking through a piece of glass through another piece of glass to the film that we applied. So you already have the natural reflection of glass, which a lot of people don't realize. Glass is already extremely naturally reflective. So as long as it's installed properly, they do not care. They just want to look aesthetically pleasing. So I mean, my big thing too is like when I have done bids in the past, when I am driving through a neighborhood, if I'm getting to someone's house, I'm looking around the neighborhood. I'm trying to spot a house that already has tint on it. Because as soon as I spot a house that has tint on it, and that objection comes up, I'm like, well, I can literally give you the address about 3 or 4 of your neighbors right now that all have tint on their windows, or I see solar screens on the homes. And you can't tell me that a solar screen looks better than a dual reflective film on the inside. I'm sorry. I know people have their opinions. Some people love solar screens, and most people hate solar screens. So it's like if someone's going to approve a different colored solar screen on their house, I highly doubt the HOA is going to have a problem with a film that's professionally installed on your home. They're just not going to care. So, I mean, I've had a few where they were really like, I don't know. I'm like, just want to walk out your front door real quick, look down in that corner, and you can see purple film on that person's house. If for some reason you get an objection, I'll deal with your HOA because I'm gonna send them addresses of like, all right, so if you're saying this is a problem, so it's a problem for all these people, or like what's the issue here?
We've never even gotten that far though.
No, we haven't. Usually, as soon as we tell them, we'll put the guarantee in the invoice, and we put it in there, and crickets, haven't heard anything. So as long as it's installed properly, that's a big thing.
Well, I'm still learning about like the HOAs and what they would approve, and this is like useful information to know that the HOAs aren't tripping that hard.
No, people are way more afraid of them than anything. For tint, it's not an issue.
Myself.
Yeah.
No, and
they can be a major pain in the ass for stuff, but I've never seen it for tint.
Yeah, no, that's one of those things. When someone does mention it, we try as hard as we can to tell them don't even send it to them. Like you are opening a box that you can't reseal after you send it in, and they're gonna want to have you try to prove all these things. And I'm telling you right now, they're not going to say anything. And then also we have our before and after photos that we put in our proposals, and we'll show them to them. Like if you're going to go with like a medium, like a 30%, and like we show them a before and after photo, you can hardly tell the difference between the windows. If anything, just one's harder to see in, but they're both still reflective. And they're like, oh yeah, let's just do it. And I'm like, okay. Yeah. And if it makes you feel more comfortable, we will 100% put that guarantee in there to where we will either replace it with a product that will go by their technical standard, or we will pull the film off, or we will refund your money. That's how confident we are. It's not going to happen. And they're usually, as soon as we say that, they're like, oh, well, I got zero risk on my end. Yeah. Like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, I typically, if I have someone who's really like dead set on actually submitting it, I just let them know like the pictures are in the proposal, especially if it's like a dual reflective like 30 or even the 10. Our before and after picture is really good on the fact that we show one where it's a split window, like one of those. One side's done, the other's not. And we got a picture from the inside looking out and then one from the outside looking in. And with the 30%, like the reflection off of most of the time when I show it to the customer, they're like, so this is the one that's tinted and that one's not. I'm like, no, opposite. That's the one that's not tinted. That's the one that's tinted. And then zoom in and show like you can see into the coffee table on this window. It looks darker because it's not reflecting as much light. But when you look at them, it's like, oh yeah, they're both reflective and it's hardly any different. Like you can't tell a huge difference. So that makes them comfortable. But if they're dead set on submitting it to the HOA, go ahead. And when they do, it's never a problem. So
hardly get any pushback. There are certain HOAs or certain sections of the valley that I would say the HOAs have been known to be a little tougher, but like we've yet to run into a problem. And over the past 2 decades plus, especially with Slate. Slate's been around since 2000. So
yeah, I mean, we installed almost 100,000 square feet of flat glass last year, and not a single HOA problem. So
good to know.
Yeah, so yeah, that's one of those things where it's just avoid it. Like I've seen that, like even like in my community, I live in Inspirata, and in the paperwork for our HOA, it does list in there. Like I suppose we have to get approval for shutters and blinds and like a tint. Like, no, I'm gonna do the stuff I want to do inside my home. Unless you're paying my bills, I'm not asking you for permission. I'm just gonna do it, and I'm just gonna make sure I hire professionals get it done correctly. You know, actually, if you get shutters or blinds or anything like that, and like tinting my house, I'm tinting my house. Like no matter what. Like when I did my walkthrough on my house, I walked and looked at all my glass, and I was like, you got to replace all these windows, because I know as soon as I tint my windows, warranties. Like before I could finish the sentence, oh, you know your warranties. I'm like, dude, I know. Like this is what I do for a living. That's why I want these windows replaced, because they all have scratches on them that I can see. I open my front door, I can see that all of my sliders are covered with scratches because you guys didn't clean them properly. I want those all replaced. So sorry, it's got to replace it. Things I notice, but yeah, I don't think we've had one HOA ever say anything, or at least push us to the point of have to replace film on someone's home. So, knock on wood on that. I must say that. Within a week or two, all of a sudden, we're going to get someone sending a letter to us.
What films do you use?
Automotive, we use Max Pro.
Okay.
And flat glass, some Max Pro, and mostly American Standard.
Makes sense. Okay. Yep.
There's right around the corner.
Yep.
You know?
Yep. No, when that plant opened up, we used our auto film for a while. We used some of their flat glass for a while too. And then we ended up, that was right after the economy tanked out in 07, 08. So that was one of those things where they had a product, they stood behind it for the most part at that time. And it was, wherever you could save money, you got to keep the doors open. So it was one of those things like, yeah, we still were buying some Solar Guard, but we weren't buying just purely, we were buying what we could to keep the lights on and doors open. Well, even to this day, like right now, actually, our guys are cutting up a job right now. They have a product, silver matte, silver on the outside, frost on the inside.
Wow.
We're doing a business right now where we're doing dual reflective, a majority of it, but there's other areas where I think they're building a wall in front of where
Solar Guard makes that?
No, just American Standard has the silver matte. So that's like we were about to go buy a roll of it from them today, and then I looked up on our shelf and I'm like,
oh no, the one they're doing today isn't building a wall. It's just he wanted day and night privacy at the lower level. And the higher level, he wanted still to be able to see out. So just lower level where they needed the day and night privacy is where they're putting the silver.
Yeah. So, that, and they also have a couple other products. They have one Twilight, which is
low absorption,
dark non-reflective film, which I accidentally got mixed up with Moonlight, which I was told no, don't put that on dual pane windows.
That's mostly what we get from them is the Twilight 20.
Yep.
Like the lighter films look kind of reddish in color. The customers don't like that, but the 20 it's a nice charcoal.
Yeah, so that's where it's like this next when we were about to go get that product, I told my guy, when you go out there, get some sample sheets of the Moonlight, because we do have their occasional once in a while, like, hey, I want interior and I don't want it reflective.
You mean Twilight?
Twilight.
You just did it
I
again.
did it again. Twilight. They need to change their names. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
But like Jody Knight is, I know he's one of the reps there. Known him for a long time. He was a judge at the competitions. That's where I got to know him back in 2012. To where like he was the one I texted. I was like, Moonlight's safe on dual reflect, and like he like our dual pane windows like instantly like no. Twilight. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm happy that one job didn't go through and I didn't buy the wrong film. That'd have been so we installed the Moonlight on one job. It was garage windows and it was tempered glass. So it was like, okay,
It's okay.
we're safe.
That's what we put on Chris's bar too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a north-facing tempered glass. It was fine.
Yeah.
That's
Solved problem.
Yeah, I knew that would. I actually worked for them for like 4 months when I got out of the Army. I set up their distribution center in Dallas. In Dallas. Yeah. When they opened up a distribution center there, I was the first sales rep there. So I helped Henry,
What year
who's
was
not
that?
there anymore. 2012.
Yeah.
2012. I processed my paperwork to get out of the military a little early to take that job. But I didn't. I ended up like 4 months in. I ended up hating it. The driving you got to do as a sales rep, especially in the Dallas market, driving a couple 100 miles every day, stuck in traffic all day long. Maybe you get to visit like 8 shops, and most shops are set in their way, and like they got to manufacture, and they're not trying to buy something else just because it's a little cheaper. And that's when I really got woken up to the wide range of different films that were really out there. Because I was used to us always, for the most part, just using high-end film. You know, their films weren't expensive. They're probably reasonably priced, more affordable on a lot of them. But I'd go into shops in the Dallas market that were using Apollo, I think was a popular one. I had never even heard of it before. But people were getting rolls of this stuff for like $40. It's like... And I'm thinking give them a 40-inch roll of automotive film for like 100, 120 is a good deal. And they're like, yeah, no. That's where these $99 tint jobs come from, is they just have no material cost in it. And they don't care if it lasts.
It's going to last 2
Yeah.
weeks.
It's $5 in material, an hour to their time, $100. It's still a decent paying gig for someone at the tire store or whatever. That Dallas was covered in shops like that.
Is that
right?
right?
Like have a long list of all the shops I found, and some of them just got marked off never to be seen again. Like, I'm not going back there ever.
So
No point.
they give you a list to
I had
visit?
to, back then. This was 2012, so I wish I had all the technology we had today. But it was like me just kind of finding them, Googling, and
Just, I'm going to try and check these guys out. Like,
yeah.
wow.
There's a lot in that area too. I went to hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shops, including people's out of there. Like, there's an address. Let's go figure out where this is, and it's residential. That's actually how I found. Went to Brian's house.
Plumber?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Someone that we know from the Solar Guard
funny.
community. I don't think I really knew him at that point, but after that, I opened up a location of Green Valley because I was going through a divorce. So I opened up a location there before ever moving back here. So I was there running that by myself. My mom was helping with the books from here. And then I had a couple part-time helpers. I ran that for like a year and a half before all of a sudden I had the opportunity to move my daughters here with me. And it wasn't an issue with like custody. And that's when I came back out here in 2014.
It's always a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we need at that time we were going through a spurt of growth, and we needed the installers. We just needed the personnel. So it was my parents came like, so how do you feel about Josh coming back? I'm like, yes, 100%. Like, yes, let's go. Like, I need someone that I can trust as if I'm doing the work myself. And he's always provided that. You know, to where I know I can hand something off to him. He knows he can hand something off to me. And it's like, I don't have to question it past that point. It's just, I need this taken care of. And I know it'll be taken care of the way it needs to be. And I don't have to worry about it.
So is it just like the 3 siblings, you guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom still does payroll. She does some very behind the scenes stuff. So she's here and there. Dad's completely out of it now. Still give his opinion, which is still always welcome. It's 35 plus years of experience. But it is much different market from what he remembers. When he did his exit. Unfortunately, he had a stroke in 2020. But But yeah, it's just the three of us. He head of sales. My sister, she's kind of utility knife, HR, budget, marketing, a little bit of everything in the background. And then overall, I'm CEO running day-to-day operations, which plenty of days go by where it's like, I just want to put tool pouch back on, tint some windows.
So much easier.
Yeah. I mean, both positions have their stresses, but I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed installing. I still do thoroughly enjoy installing. I love installing. It's been a passion. It's been fun. But I got lucky enough to where stepping into this role, I thoroughly love this role too, with new challenges and objections I have to overcome. And it's just something else I have to grow and learn every single day. So it's been awesome. It's been a blessing. So where can people find you?
They can find us on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, our website, riseabovetinting.com. Give us a call, 702-419-0177, or our Hawaii number, 808-437-0667. So a lot of people from Hawaii more comfortable just dealing with people from Hawaii.
Yeah. Well,
how did you guys find us?
Probably look at him.
Instagram.
Social media. Okay. Mostly, I mean, technically between all of us, I mean, he runs our social media for the not for the most part. He does run our social media when it comes to posting and even like commenting and stuff like that. But even if there's a question that is ever sent in that is tint related, anything like that, we still see it, and then instantly he'll send something to us like, hey, how would you answer this? And then we're constantly just combing through looking for people. You know, when it came to the podcast itself, the big thing with us with the podcast is we wanted to grow the pie when it comes to actually letting people know that you can tint your house. Most people know you can tint your car, but it's like we wanted to grow our flat glass and residential. And when it comes to even talking to local competition, 3 million plus people live here. I mean, you drive around the valley, see how many homes and cars are here. I don't think it hurts anyone to actually sit there and help each other and help grow the pie together. I don't look at anyone as competition. Yeah, I want to help the industry. If the industry's strong, we're all strong. Mm-hmm. We all make money. You know, I can't service an entire valley by myself. So there's no reason to be like, well, I can't talk to him because he's in my local community. That makes zero sense at all. If we can have some kind of helping hand and help grow the industry, or help with, I guess help with sharing the knowledge, the standard of like, this is how, like, especially with flat glass, this is where this is the type of films you should be installing. There's less negative impact on the community in general, which then makes people want to actually do it across the board, and then grows the pie. And then, like I said, everyone's gonna have labor problems. Like we run into it every year where we're booked out, and it's like if we had more installers. Mm-hmm. So there's plenty of work to go around. So we're constantly combing through social media and just trying to get more people on and spread the news.
How long is the class for the flat glass?
Flat glass. So how that works out, it's a 3-day workshop itself. But along with the 3-day workshop, how we kind of position ourselves differently than most of the other academies. Because there's not a lot of flat glass academies out there. There's tons of automotive. They're all over the place. But how we position ourselves differently is beyond the 3-day workshop. You also get a 90-day hotline after the fact, to where you get our cell phone number, to where it goes to implementation. If you got a question at any time, reach out to us at any time. We answer it. You get put into our school community, which is a lifetime membership into the school community, where we're building pretty much a private, when we look at a Facebook group, with the only way to get into it is that you've come through the academy and you've been certified, to where now you have a bunch of like-minded people all in the same area. And then also now you have your own subcontracting network at the same time as it grows. So the more and more people that come through the academy, you now get to look at the map through the app and see where everyone's at. And say you land a project that's out of your territory or in a different market, you have people that you can reach out to instantly. Hey, I just landed a couple thousand square feet, looking to get a couple extra hands. This is what I can pay. And that's how we've grown at least our flat glass, is utilizing the subcontracting network. Like, one of the things I noticed actually right before we sat down is that there was a message in the school from one of the guys that came through the class when it comes to utilizing subcontractors. And it was a question that at first I wouldn't have been able to answer about a year and a half ago. I can't answer it now. Is what all do you need to bring on a subcontractor? At first, it's like, oh, you just bring on a business, pay that company a check. Yes, but also what you want to make sure you have W-9, You want to make sure you have to have their insurance and business license. Because if you do not have those 3 things, you do not have it put down correctly, what will happen is you're going to get audited, which we did this past year, for workman's comp. And what they looked into is, all right, we see that you wrote checks to these people's names. Are they actual businesses, or are you trying to skirt taxes by using them as 1099 when they're not actually 1099 employees? Like, it has to be purely overflow work that you cannot, that you can't take care of yourself. To where it's like, thankfully we took our lumps with that. I think we barely failed, but it was like a small little fine that we ended up getting. But now we're on the radar for the next 3 years. Probably going to get audited the next 3 years. Is what it is. But but now we have the learning lesson. We know exactly what kind of paperwork you need if you want to do it technically by the book, and know that if you do get audited, here you go. Here's my paperwork. Yep. And now every time we do that, like with Marcus this past week, I know what jobs he was on. I'm going to write him a check for the jobs he was on, have those jobs listed out. I have his insurance. I have his business license. I have everything to where when they do come calling, because they probably will eventually.
We got to get an invoice from him too, right? That's the other thing.
Yeah. It's got to be an invoice from them to where it's showing it's pure labor. And that's the only thing that you're paying them for is pure labor. So it's small little things where it's like, we didn't know. We know now. So like after we get done talking here, I'll respond back to that and let him know, like, all right, if you're going to start using subs, this is the documentation you want. Just get it always, every single time. If someone cannot provide that documentation to you, find somebody else, because it's not worth it. Because no matter what, there's going to be a paper trail somewhere. And if they find it, they're going to find you, because we got fined. So.
And then when do the classes start? Or
once a month. As of right now, once a month. Our next class is in September. And then we have them right now. We're pretty much pivoting it to where we're going to start in September and run it all the way through probably about March, April, and just depending on demand past that, because we kind of saw the demand's there, but right now it's busy season. Everyone's making money right now. It's kind of hard to step away from your business during your busy season for, yes, you want to grow and learn, but at the same time at the cost of like, hey, this is where I make my money, to where it actually might work out perfectly for us, to where wintertime comes, we have Tint Lab steps up. We do a lot more with Tint Lab. Green Valley, obviously, seasonality, it dies down. So, but once a month as of right now. If the demand ever gets any higher, we'll either expand the classes. Right now, we only do 10 businesses at a time. You can bring an installer with you if you sign up. So it's another add-on is you get to sign up. You get to bring an installer with you. You get the school lifetime membership to the school, and then the 90-day hotline. And then with that membership into the school, what else you get with that is all of because the whole class, besides just teaching you how to install the film, it's how we handle our customers, how we pitch our customers, our entire sales process. And that all is documented in the school community. And then we are going to keep adding to that library. If there's something that comes up objection wise, new technologies come out, whatever it be, that's where that content will go. It'll go into there. And then everybody who's ever comes through the school will always have access to that.
It's as close as you could get to licensing without licensing. Like, we're showing our entire process from beginning to end that you can then go implement however you want with no restrictions.
And then how much is it?
$10,000.
Okay. For the 3 days, yeah?
Yep, for 3 days.
One extra.
Yep, you bring extra. And if you have an extra installer past that, $2,000 per installer. So if you want to bring like 4 or 5 installers with you, by all means. And that's where it's like, as of right now, we're in this. And if we ever have to expand, we do have the room, as you can see, to where if I do have to go into different areas, we can expand out. And I'm already looking to build mobile stations, stand up in here, so we can take on more installers at a time if it ever happens, if we ever need or have the need to bring on more installers to train them for the businesses. So
those are the ones we're going to take to Tinner battles.
Yeah.
So are you planning on going to any of the competitions this year?
I'm not a competitor. I'm gonna go, but I probably won't compete.
Yeah, just go even for the networking.
It's so fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, beyond networking, I know they're going to
networking and everything. Yeah.
That's the big value with all those things. The competitions are fun. It's pretty much just I guess the best way to say dick measuring contest for our industry. But it's it's fun to compete. But the real value in all of those things is the networking. And unfortunately, I think the competitions get looked at, especially with the Facebook groups, is it's like, these guys aren't going to compete, so it's not really the best installers. It's like, yeah, that's kind of the point, but at the same time, where the real value is with this, it's not just going to say that I'm just going to be the best. Like, no, let's go to talk to all those people, see how they run their businesses. What are they doing to get leads in their areas? How are they like getting those tips and tricks? And it's the same way that's how I became a better installer, was going to those events to watch people install differently than I do.
Yeah.
And then ask them, well, why'd you do that? And then they'll explain it to me. I'm like, damn, that's a good idea. I'm going to try it. And either I'll try to implement it into my installation or modify it some way to where it's like, okay, that makes sense. Now I can either be faster or I can be cleaner. Like, and same thing when it comes to running the business. It's like I talk to other business owners and I'm asking them questions about business. How are you getting your guys? How are you retaining them? How do you pay? Like either are you commissioned salary or you hourly? Like all those different things to see if there's a way that I can improve my business. I want to be able to improve it. I don't know everything. I know I don't know everything. As soon as you get to the point saying that, how I do it's the right way and the only way, it's like that's when you're going to unfortunately be at your downfall. You're going to end up you're cutting your own legs out from underneath you.
Continue to be a student.
Yes, nonstop.
Well, lifelong white belt.
We really appreciate you taking the time out of the day to come sit down.
Yes.
So you said you're going to be at Tinting Battles? Are you going to go?
Probably not.
All right. Which one are you going to? WFCT perhaps?
Where's that one?
San Antonio.
No.
No.
Maybe the one in Reno we like.
That's what it's in San Antonio this year.
Okay.
So they jump around every year. So last time it was in Reno was in 2015, and they did it last year. And then now it's back in San Antonio. So I'm assuming after next year they'll go to the East Coast, which is
probably back to Florida.
Probably Florida, or they might go. Virginia Beach was fun.
Virginia Beach was cool.
Virginia Beach was fun.
Yeah,
but they hop around all over the place.
Baltimore was cool too.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Oh, maybe not now.
But highly would recommend to go any of the ones. I know that Tinting Battles will happen again in January. That'll be the team event, and then I know they'll do the singles later on in the year. It kind of seems like that's what they're doing. Highly recommend to go to any one of those if you ever have the time, just for the networking opportunity. Yeah. It's a fun experience to be around everybody, and then how much knowledge is in one central area is awesome. It's a blast. So,
thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for coming back on. We'll have to do this again.
Okay.
Thanks for all the snacks too.
Yeah, man. Enjoy.
Until next time, guys. Have a good one.
Later.